No freeman shall be debarred the use of arms. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. The boisterous sea of liberty is never without a wave. I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. It is error alone which needs the support of the government. Truth can stand by itself. Experience have shown that even under the best forms of government, those entrusted with power have, in time, and by slow operations, perverted it into tyranny. Leave no authority existing not responsible to the people. Our civil rights have no dependence on our religious opinions any more than our opinions in physics or geometry. Where the press is free and every man able to read, all is safe. Only aim to do your duty, and mankind will give you credit where you fail. The earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. The art of life is the art of avoiding pain. Power is not alluring to pure minds. He who permits himself to tell a lie once finds it much easier to do it the second time. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. There is nothing more unequal than the equal treatment of unequal people. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. With very angry, count to 100. Never put off to tomorrow what you can do today. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. It is always better to have no ideas than false ones, to believe nothing than to believe what is wrong. Don't talk about what you have done or what you are going to do. A coward is much more exposed to quarrels than a man of spirit. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. Be polite to all, but intimate with few. One travels more usefully when alone because he reflects more. Happiness is not being pained in body or troubled in mind. The most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure till you know there is no hook beneath it. It takes time to persuade men to do even what is for their own good. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be. History, in general, only informs us what bad government is. enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of the body and mind will vanish, like evil spirits at the dawn of day. I have sworn upon the altar of God, eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. Every day is lost in which we do not learn something useful. Man has no nobler or more valuable possession than time. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason to whatever results they led. The opinions and beliefs of men follow involuntarily the evidence proposed to their minds. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. Every human being must be viewed according to what it is good for not one of us, no, not one, is perfect, and were we to love none who had imperfection, this world would be a desert for our love. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you. Never trouble another for what you can do yourself. It is the great parent of science and of virtue, and that a nation will be great in both, always in proportion as it is free. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. He who knows best knows how little he knows. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. We must dream of an aristocracy of achievement arising out of a democracy of opportunity. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain always cool and unruffled under all circumstances. Pride costs us more than hunger, thirst, and cold. The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only object of good government. One man with courage is a majority. I find that he is happiest of whom the world says least, good or bad. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Nothing is unchangeable but the inherent and inalienable rights of man. Our greatest happiness does not depend on the condition of life in which chance has placed us, but is always the result of a good conscience, good health, occupation, and freedom in all just pursuits.